Klingon Blood Wine, but this isn't the video that we thought we were going to make. So we're always telling people to take a reading, wait a week, take another reading. And we never actually show that, which means we're probably not doing it because we show you pretty much everything that we do on camera. So in an effort to do more of a do as I do, not just as I say, we're going to take a reading on the Klingon Blood Wine. And in another week, we'll come back with another reading so you can see the difference and see where it's at.
So the last time we took a reading was February the 25th.
And today is March 26th. So it's been 4 weeks since we took our last reading. Just to catch you up really quickly, we made the one. We did not add any extra sugar. It started out as a 1.060. We meant this to be a step feed. Then we took a reading back on February 25th, and it was at 1.002, which is beautiful. That means it went completely dry. We added a pound of sugar, bringing it up to 1048, and now I'm hoping it went dry again, because that would mean that we went through like 100 points of gravity, bringing it to roughly 13 to 14% ABV, and then we see what happens from there. So we're just going to pull this guy out. How'd I do? I spilled a drop. All right, so we're floating. And we're down to 992.
Oh.
So that means change of plans for today. We're going to sweeten this some more. It's time to step feed this guy. All right, so what I want to do is actually take a taste of this, because even though we know we're going to sweeten this somehow, we have options as to exactly what we're going to use to sweeten. And this is blood wine, but it's also a fantasy drink, which means no one's ever made this before, and it can be pretty much anything we want. And I also want to say something. A couple of people got really angry with me on comments saying that I didn't use real blood, therefore this is not Klingon blood wine. I have news for those people. Klingons are not real either. Anyway, this smells interesting. There's foot. There's total foot. But I smell the fruit. I get the plums and the even a hint of the coffee. Oh boy, is that dry. But yeah, that's the dry wine face. It's got this amazing complexity of flavors happening here. I mean, you get the cinnamon. I get a little bit of the chili hit even.
Yeah.
The capsicum is in there. The anise really didn't come through very much, which is good because neither of us really like licorice. The cloves, I think they're just adding a little bit of a to it.
It's more of a sensation than a flavor.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I'm actually very happy with it. I do want it to go sweeter than it is, though. So let's get set up for some.
I'm happy that the flavor is weird.
It is weird.
That's the best
It's totally weird.
description I can give it, and it's very impactful.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like, blah!
This is not like any wine that we've made.
And
that's the easiest way to describe
for
it.
something that's Klingon blood wine, it should be, blah!
Yeah. See, now we have a choice to make. Last time we added 1 pound of white sugar. I think white sugar is far too bland and boring for this wine. Plus, I'll be totally honest, we're not on absolute lockdown, but we are in the house. We haven't left much, and I don't really want to have to go buy more. We have the least amount of white sugar in the house of other sweeteners. So, mother is the necessity of invention sometimes. We have brown sugar and honey to use.
We have molasses, too.
We have molasses as well. Molasses is known for needing a lot of age and not adding a lot of sweetness, but it does add flavor. So I'm a little hesitant on that.
We already got a lot of flavor going on here.
We also have maple syrup. So I was thinking I want to add roughly another 40 points to this, okay? Because I think it might be getting close to the yeast tolerance. Okay, so I did a little calculating, and here's how you calculate a step feed, okay? We started with a 1060. Right now, it is at 992. So what we have to do is we say 1060 plus the difference of the two in-between readings. So that was 1002 to 1048. We added 46 points. Now, this isn't completely exact because as the gravity goes up, more alcohol is produced. There's a little bit of a discrepancy, but it's not that great. This will be within a couple points of accurate, okay, just to give you an idea. So it started at 1060. Right now it's at 992, but along the way we added 46 points in sugar. So that means our initial gravity would be the equivalent of a 60 and 46 is 1.106, right? And it ended at 992. By my calculation, that is 16.2% ABV right now. We used Lalvin K1V1116. So this still has 2 more percent to go on its alcohol tolerance if the yeast wants to play nice and stick to that 18% number, but they don't know what's on this paper. They don't know what they're supposed to do. So
They're Klingons now! Rawr!
yeah, let's go with that. So what I was thinking is we'll add another pound of sugars and see what happens, okay? No worries there at all. So we're going to be adding basically another 46 points to this. Derica had an interesting idea with the molasses. I like the flavor. I think the molasses would enhance the flavor of this, but I didn't want to use pure molasses. I wanted brown sugar. I think that's the way to go. So we got some brown sugar here. So very simple.
Oh, you need a dry
Yeah.
thing.
Got to use a funnel for this one. So now we have a bit of a quandary because I do want to add the sugar, but a pound of sugar takes up some space. If you notice, it's not a lot of headspace there. So what we're going to do, we're going to remove some. Now some of this might end up right back in here in the next 10 minutes, but this has been sanitized in
The red bucket of sanitization!
She's been waiting to do that. I just knew it. Now,
And those of you that hate my doing that and you hate the animation, I'm so sorry. You're just going to have to deal.
also, some comments have been made. Some people don't mind it, but it was the volume. If you noticed recently, it's been lowered because it annoyed me too. So I lowered the volume. So we have our pound of brown sugar added in. And the observant among you might notice that I didn't tear it out after I put the funnel in. We realized that and rectified that situation. So there is an extra pound. It's really close to a pound. I was starting to get worried about the headspace, so it's actually a little bit less than a pound, but we're going to take a reading, so it won't matter. But first, I got to mix. But guess what I have now? We found it. The thumb saver stopper, also known as a solid bottle. That way I can put it in and shake with impunity. My thumbs will thank me. That's been a problem. So, those of you who are worried about oxidization, okay, some people probably are right now, do not be because of that. I saw it coming. She had no idea. That was awesome. There's a lot of gas in here, and the very little bit of oxygen room that there is, I am not in the least worried. If left, this will just pop right off. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. It keeps spraying her too. It's not getting me though.
I'm glad I'm wearing black today.
So I'm shaking this up, but I'm not going to be super concerned. I think I got most of that sugar, but all the yeast colony that's still in here is working, and it's going to start working again. And put that in turbos. I'm going to go wash my hands. I'll be right back. All right, so now that that's in there, I'm going to take another reading. And I think I shook it up pretty good. It's brown sugar. It mixes in fairly easily. Everything was resanitized. So let's take another reading here. Being that was 15.7 ounces or something crazy like that. So we're 0.3 ounces away from 46 points here. So I'm guessing I probably got like 44, 45 points, somewhere in that range. That's floating, just. So our new gravity reading is now, oh wow, I got less than I thought. Oh, because it was at 992. So I just brought it up to 1.022. So we actually added 30 points. That doesn't sound quite right. Maybe the brown sugar has less sugars in it. I'll have to find out and let you know. It's also possible I didn't mix it thoroughly, which is actually okay. The yeast will get to that. I'm not worried about that. I'm going to pour this back in. Everything's been cleaned. We're still in a primary fermentation. You saw all that gas coming out. This is fine. That goes back in there. Now what we're going to do, we're going to put an airlock back on this. It's going back over on the floor. It's going to sit for a while, probably another month, and then we'll check it again. Okay, so our airlock is in place, and I'm expecting within a few hours this will kick back up again because it did last time. What's my prediction for next time? I think it might actually go completely dry again. in which case we will take another reading. We will add more sugar as needed, and then we can start getting it to where we want it to be, rather than just, okay, will it ferment this out? But this is a beautiful proof of step feeding and keeping that gravity low. I totally thought we were just going to be taking a reading today and going back for another one in a week. Nope, it chewed through it. So it was good to go. Add more sugar, and let's see where it goes from here. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.